The story of the Tower of Babel is a narrative rich in symbolism and lessons that resonate through the centuries. The biblical account is found in Genesis 11 verses 1 to 9 and takes place at a time when humanity, after the flood, spoke a single language and shared a common purpose. The city of Babel was built by a people who, instead of obeying God's command to scatter and populate the earth, chose to unite in a grand construction. Their ambition was so immense that they wanted to create a tower that reached the heavens, symbolizing not only their capability, but also their sovereignty over creation. The name Babel is, in fact, an allusion to the Hebrew word meaning confusion, reflecting the fate that awaited those who disobeyed God. What drives the people to challenge divine order? The desire to stay together and build something grand. The ambition to reach the heavens and become like God reflects a profound lack of trust in divine promises. Contrary to what God had commanded, the population of Babel believed they could create their own destiny. They used clay bricks and bitumen as mortar, demonstrating impressive architectural skill for the time. The construction of the tower was, therefore, a project that involved both technology and a collective spirit. However, God saw what was happening. In Genesis 11 verse 5, we read that he descended to see the city and the tower that the sons of men were building. This descent was not merely a matter of physical proximity. It was an act of intervention. God realized that humanity's unity, when directed toward disobedience, could lead to disastrous consequences. Therefore, he decided to confuse their language, causing them to no longer understand one another. The result was immediate chaos. The city of Babel, which was a symbol of ambition, became a monument to confusion. What followed was the dispersion of people across the earth. God's act of confusing their languages not only shattered the unity of that civilization, but also gave rise to a variety of cultures and languages. This division had a lasting impact on the history of humanity, creating barriers that continue to exist today. However, this event also brings to light an important reflection: the necessity of communication and mutual understanding among peoples. What God did in Babel serves as a warning about the dangers of human sovereignty and the importance of aligning with divine purposes. The city of Babel and its famous tower are often associated with ziggurats, which were tower-shaped temples common in ancient Mesopotamia. These structures were built in several levels and were accessible by stairs or ramps. The resemblance between the Tower of Babel and the ziggurats gives us an idea of what this construction might have looked like. However, what is known about the tower is limited, and many scholars debate its exact location. Some traditions suggest it was situated near the modern city of Babylon in Iraq, while other theories point to alternative locations, such as the city of Nineveh. The construction of the Tower of Babel also symbolizes the human quest for self-sufficiency and the rejection of God's authority. The desire to build a tower that reached the heavens represents the attempt to attain the divine without proper reverence. This is a constant struggle in human history. The tendency to take God's place, wanting to control and dominate creation. The narrative of the Tower of Babel prompts us to reflect on the limits of what we can achieve without divine guidance and blessing. Furthermore, the story of Babel serves as a warning about the consequences of arrogance and human sovereignty. The desire to construct the tower was not merely an architectural ambition. It was a declaration of independence from God. The confusion of languages and the dispersion of people were direct consequences of this arrogance. Today, we can see parallels with contemporary society, where the pursuit of power and control often leads to division and conflict. Finally, the story of the Tower of Babel invites us to reconsider what it means to be united. Unity is a recurring theme in the Bible, but unity around divine purposes is fundamental. What humanity needs is not just a common language, but a shared understanding and mission aligned with God's plans. This lesson is especially relevant in an increasingly divided world, where cultural and linguistic differences can be seen as barriers rather than opportunities for dialogue and cooperation. The story of the Tower of Babel continues to be a subject of reflection, and with each generation, new lessons can be drawn from it. Just like the inhabitants of Babel, we must be attentive to our own desires for self-sufficiency and control. What do we want to build in our lives? What towers are we erecting? It is essential that our efforts and ambitions are directed by a sincere desire to honor God and promote understanding among peoples. In summary, the narrative of the Tower of Babel is a powerful allegory about the human condition, disobedience, confusion, and hope. Although the story has its roots in the pages of the Bible, its lessons resonate deeply in our contemporary reality. May we learn from the mistakes of the inhabitants of Babel and seek the true unity that comes from understanding and reverence to God. It is essential that, amidst our differences, we find common ground that unites us in a greater purpose. After all, the true construction we should seek is not made of bricks and mortar, but of love, understanding, and mutual respect. Thus, the story of the Tower of Babel is not merely an account of the past, but an invitation to reflect on the future we want to build. The city of Babel and its tower remain symbols of human ambitions, but also of the need to align with divine purpose. As we look at our own reality, may we always seek the truth, peace, and unity that transcend the barriers of language and culture. After all, the most important construction we can undertake is that of healthy and harmonious relationships, which respect diversity and promote love. In this way, the narrative of the Tower of Babel teaches us that, although we may be different, what truly matters is how we choose to relate to one another. May we, as humanity, learn to communicate our dreams and aspirations in a way that unites rather than divides us. The true tower we should build is one that leads us to a deeper understanding of ourselves and others, in harmony with creation and under God's guidance. Therefore, as we reflect on the Tower of Babel, may this story inspire us to seek true unity and recognize the importance of respectful communication. May we learn from the mistakes of the past and work together to build a future that honors diversity and celebrates unity in a greater purpose. After all, we are all part of one humanity, and together we can erect towers of understanding, love, and hope that withstand the test of time. The lesson of the Tower of Babel remains alive in our days. The quest for understanding and mutual respect is a continuous journey. May we be inspired to build not only physical structures, but bonds that unite us in a more just and loving society. After all, the true strength of humanity lies in the ability to love and unite, even in the face of differences. We conclude this reflection with the hope that each of us can be an agent of change, promoting communication and respect among peoples. May the story of the Tower of Babel continue to guide us in building a world where differences are celebrated and unity in purpose is a reality. Thus, we will move forward, united in diversity, seeking to build a better future for all. As we close this narrative, let us remember that the most important construction we can undertake is that which is not seen but felt. Love, empathy, and understanding are the true foundations upon which we can build a promising future. May we all be part of this construction, inspired by the story of the Tower of Babel and the lessons it offers us. This is the story of the Tower of Babel, a narrative that transcends time and continues to resonate in our hearts and minds. May we always remember that, amid confusion and diversity, there exists the possibility of unity and love. And so, we move forward together, not only raising towers, but also building a legacy of hope and understanding. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep exploring the lesser-known stories of the Bible, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new content. And leave your comment below telling us which story you would like to see in the upcoming videos. Your participation is very important for us to keep bringing this type of content. See you in the next video.